everybody, and welcome to the Pleabian Racing Pleabian World Challenge. We are just finishing up the last few minutes of qualifying, of free practice, of course, before the qualifying session gets underway. Looks like most of the field has joined. Excuse me while I mess with some stream magic. Get you guys a little bit more information here. And a little bit less of what you don't need to see. Things I don't like, more things I do like. I apologize, folks. I think that's what you want to see. Do we need a leader? I think this is sufficient enough. You guys want like a position tracker? We got this down here. Did bandwidth in the number 8. Centered, a little bit higher maybe. I'm so sorry for doing this like this, folks. Oh, and chat. I need chat up. Ugh. No, the race was not delayed, Dr. Byrne. We are getting qualifying underway at 6 o'clock. Oh, excuse me. You're right. What is going on? Are we delayed? What has been going on? Let me go ask Nobel. What is going on? Maybe he's a little distracted by the session. Looks like 1 minute and 15 seconds. Maybe they're just going to wait until the session has ended, and rather than pushing it and skipping through the last couple minutes. I would assume that's what happened. So I would say yes, the session did get delayed. Zero bandwidth getting punted by Ozzy. I don't know. That looks like 0 by Martin. Martin Smith maybe behind him. Excuse me, Martin. Just Martin. Did not give me his full name to disclose. Oh wait, no, that's the other Martin. That's not the person I'm thinking of. And I apologize one more time. I've got to get something else up as well. The driver information, which I'm always forgetting to have during these events. While we're finishing up the overtime practice, it looks like the last person has joined the grid. Mr. Skyline, King Charles. And we have everybody in the tower who is here is showing. Perfect. Except myself. As we go through the driver's standing for the overtime practice. Here we have Kurt Moss getting P1, Pisano, Pasha Peterson getting 2. We have the Penguin in P3, Martin in 4th, Schultze, my boy Carson Schultze, in 5, Joseph Chow, 6th, Brandon Williams getting 7th with 4 points, Dr. Handpump in 8, Kevin Ospina, 9, Exumina, 10, and Rowe, the best of the rest for the people not getting points for the top 10 in Mazzano. This is going to be interesting. For the points reference, obviously, 14 points going to the leader, 2 points being reduced for second place, third place, getting 8 points, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 for 11th, and 1 obviously for 10th place. We might be missing one person. I wonder if you can figure out who that person is. Good neighbor, maybe. Don't see the good neighbor out on track or on leaderboard anywhere. CK, that would be Christian, I believe. Christian K. The session should not be waiting for me. We have figured out all of the problems from last race. Fingers crossed about me having a car on the grid, and that should be rectified now. As we still have Penguin, looks like he's the last car out on track. Oh, but Penguin is in the pits, so we're going to wait the full waiting time. Dipsectic. Man, it's a hard one to go through. Hard one to roll off the tongue. Dipsectic have a promo, no. Just going through the driver information real quick, and I noticed Smoke had some interesting stuff. I hope he's here. Smoke, on his profile or about me, if you were speaking, you might want to turn the cars down. The cars are loud as fuck. Okay. We'll get down to 7.7 then. Well, we'll find out in a couple minutes. Actually, I can check. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. I think that was pretty good. I just played it back. Well, when I was speaking, it sounded good. We'll turn down a little bit, because yeah, when you're on board, it's quite loud, but I also get quite loud when I talk. I need a good mixer. Oh, shit, and here we go. Qualifying is underway, folks. No time for the squeaky, funny moments of the day. Are you seeing this little black splotch that keeps appearing on the center of my screen also? What the fuck is that? Is it just the cars rendering? Is there something buggy on track? Ah, okay. I will turn it down quite a bit more. Ah, I'm seeing it red line. Yep. Yep. I'm seeing it a little bit higher than that. 7.2 on the game. Negative 7.2 on the game. Alright. Let's see if that's better. As my puppy comes around. I should have set up the puppy cam for this too. Man, I'm just slacking all over the place. Let's see what we got. We got the 77 of Alex Toll. Heading out first. Baymax, Martin, Ozzy, Luke Bowmeister, Mr. Skyline. Zero Band with Joseph Chow. Tradion, Dipsectic, CK. What are these black splotches? I don't know what's going on. This is so crazy. I I have no idea what's going on. If I do that, does that go away? Does that fix anything? Does this fix anything? If I do that, nope, that really doesn't fix anything. I'm gonna ride it out for a couple more minutes and see if possibly having my second monitor unplugged might affect something. Possibly not. Oh, nope, definitely didn't fix anything. I don't know what we can do to fix the black splotches. Hopefully we can live with it for now. God damn, that's gonna be annoying. I wonder if that's from the auto kick app. Man. I have no idea what could be causing that. No idea whatsoever. As we have the first laps. I think those are just out laps. Those can't be real times. I believe the qualifying times will be in the 51s, 52 range. I think the pole sitter might be in the range of a 50.5 or a high 50 in these TCRs. I haven't driven these cars yet, so I do not have any technical information to provide about them. So if you're looking for any technical information, the glare effects of them, try to disable glare in my PP filter. Okay. Let me see if I can get that from my Assetto Corsa. Thank you for that. Settings, content manager, excuse me, video. Glare quality? I guess glare quality will set to medium or low or off. Ah, just disable glare. Okay. Now, stupidest question that you probably ever heard is, do I have to actually restart my game to get that back, to get the effects to take place? But thank you for the information. Hopefully this works and I'm able to get my second monitor back up and running, which I'm more thankful for. Perfect crusher. And I think it may have actually, fingers crossed, done the job without me having to do anything else. Wow, Luke Bowmeister sitting at 50.379. Holy Toledo. I think that's faster than most people have expected this little TCR to go. Faster than I expected anybody to go, that's for sure. Alex Toll coming across the line, 51.8. We've got a lot of people sitting the lap time right now. A few that are sitting invalid or finishing their invalid laps. Across the line, 52.3. Good enough for 8th place. Treadion maybe hoping to find a car he is more comfortable in, or an actual car versus the small wheel vehicles we were racing on Wednesday night. dipsectic as well, staying out on track. Setting a time 55.6. Mr. Skyline. Putting in work. 12. Zero bandwidth coming across the line, setting a fast one. Good enough for 6th, provisionally. 1519. Only a 10th back from Alex Toll, who previously was almost as fast as Luke Bomeister, who has been separated now by Ozzie Wilson, Kurt Moss, and S. Smalley. Is that Smalley? I'm going to have to check the names, excuse me. Smalley. I'm going to check my information sheet. I don't have any information on a Oh, Stephen Smalley from Vancouver, Canada. Started sim racing 5 months ago. This is his first time on AC. He is not an aggressive driver, and he has zero car knowledge, and he's clueless on setup. So hopefully someone has been able to give him a hand and shoot him over a setup as the effects are still happening. Let me go ahead and restart. Let me just go ahead and restart. Go resume. Turn that off. Exit. Of course. Why won't my game? Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what's going on. Excuse me as we continue to go through technical difficulties. I'm going to try to reload the race here. Yeah, I really do enjoy the ACC HUD on the AC. It makes it feel a little bit more with the times, let's say. All right, now we're back in. AutoCam is on. Thing I have to change now is car tower number, and let's get you guys where you need to be so we can see everybody on the tower. Beautiful. Wow, was the doctor on a heater? Looks like he was about to set up a personal best and maybe a session best. He was fastest in the first sector. Excuse me. 150.4 maybe? Nope. Looks like the timing is bugged out a little bit due to me leaving and rejoining the server session. Sorry about that, folks. Looks like also Alex Toll is going to be bugged out a little bit. With Sector 1 being glitchy right now. That'll sort itself out. But as we go back to the timing tower, Luke Bomeister has set the fastest time. Let's go on board with someone who's setting a lap right now. Stephen Small. Let's go to Luke Bomeister here. And right on board with him. Take a lap around Kyalami. On board. Eventually we'll get there. Thank you. Mine shaft, I believe it's called. Crocodile. Into the final turn. Cross the line. Let's see if Luke Bomeister's going to threaten to go any faster than he has been, and he is not. Looks like he may have been on an outlap. He's going to go for a heater now. 50.1. Deep trail braking into turn 1, going out to the curbs on the exit, keeping tight to turn 3, 4, into turn 5, hitting the apex, running wide on the outside. Onto the runoff here, and braking deep into 6, taking this fast right-hander right around, using as much track as you possibly can before getting to the right-hand side into 7. Oh, who knows if he was able to stay on track there. 7, 8 into the S's. everybody's favorite part of the track. It's hard to get a braking marker for this hairpin at the top of the hill here. Completely lacking visual. It's a blind crest you go up into, and then you smash into the braking point as soon as you can find a brake marker. Around the hairpin, out, and there's 2 turns here. So you hit the hairpin out and hit another one on the way down to the mine shaft. Blundering down this hill as fast as you can, smashing the gears up, staying to the left-hand side, and coming around to the right-hander. That's deep. Going far out left as fast as you can. I believe that's Tarzan, and now into Cheetah. Excuse me, I might have called that Crocodile earlier. And braking deep into the last turn as he locks up the brakes. Probably the back left. Got a little elevated and locked up right behind him. As we have a blistering lap around Kyalami, and that is a 150.697. Still good enough for P1. Thank you for that demonstration, Luke Oaster. Back with the auto cam. Get back over to CK. Christian K. Looks to be doing all right through sector 1. Losing a little bit of time through sector 2. To himself, maybe you had an accident. I wonder. So Ozzy is now in the pits as Zero Bandwidth goes 3rd overall with a 150.895. Woo. Blistering. Penguin right behind with a 997. It's going to be fast up here, and Ozzy Wilson is maybe staying in the pits. He will not get another lap. This is over for him. Zero Bandwidth has either got to do it this lap or not. Oh no, hopefully it doesn't impede the cars behind. They are setting laps behind him. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Car's got to get through. Pasha needs to set a lap, baby. Now Pasha has clear track behind him for days. All he needs to do is clean off his tires. Try to go for this last lap. Hopefully he has fuel on board. Penguin was one of the cars that was, not Penguin. He is on one right now. I don't believe he's going to have enough time to get around. He is not. Penguin is not going to set a better time. Better than P4. Oh my goodness. Look at the times for 1 through 5. Look at this. Separated by a second, the top 4. Oh my goodness. It's Kurt Moss. That's a heater. Pushing it to the limit. 150.9. Knocking back the Penguin. Ooh-wee. In the final seconds of the session. Don't count the chickens too fast, folks, as I did last week on Ospenia. Zero Bandwidth can come in here and set an absolute humdinger of a lap and try to take P2 away from Ozzy Wilson. This is going to be good. He's only needs about a 1/10 and a half. And you saw in Sector 1, he basically had it. But he gave it up on the straight somewhere. He might have just had a bad exit. He's cutting the curb on the inside of 6. Gives it a little bit of time. Gaining it back. He knows how to give it up and get it back. This is overtime now. Pasha will not get a second chance at this. Penguin is on track. Is he able to set a lap? I don't think so. I think his session is over. Let's go back on board with Pasha. Zero Bandwidth. If you want to get a view of his perspective, go ahead and head over to Twitch. Zero Bandwidth, 0 with a 0 for the O. Bandwidth, common spelling. I'm sure he's doing amazing live commentary as he always does for his streams, giving in-depth analysis to his decision making, his pit strategies, and what he wants or can do better in this session or the next session. Oh man, this is going to be so tight. If he can keep up some speed in Cheetah, he absolutely sends it. Oh, keeping up with his personal best. And last turn is, oh, what can he do? What can he do here at the last turn? Could not do it to get P2. What an absolute heater of a try. And as Bowmeister also parks his car and has ended his time trial for the session. Wow. that was exciting. Penguin has returned also. Is anybody else out here setting laps? We got CK, we got Smoke. Dipsectic is actually on one, a second faster than his previous best. If he can keep this together, he might be able to secure 1 or 2 spots over the King and Blizzard. Let's see what he's capable of as he locks up into Mineshaft, or into Tarzan, I believe that's what that's called. Let me pull up a track map of Kyalami so I can stop putting my foot in my mouth. I had it right. It was Mineshaft, the Crocodiles, and then Cheetah. I might have called the Crocodiles Mineshaft a few times, but it's Mineshaft, Crocodiles, Cheetah. And I don't know what Licop is, but Licop. The Kink. Turn 1 is called The Kink. Isn't there a turn called Barbecue? Yeah, turn 5, in case anybody was wondering, is called Barbecue. I thought there were some funny names at Kyalami, and yeah, Barbecue is one of them. Barbecue. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go ahead and zero bandwidth myself and try to do an Australian accent making fun of Luke Bomeister. So that someone can go ahead and clip it and then have it around forever. Just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Gonna throw a little shade here. Still throwing a little shade at Martin, asking what is he doing all the way back there in 8th place, as we have the grid is set. As we have the grid set for race 1, or maybe not. As we have the grid set for race 1, we'll go through the order. Luke Bomeister in P1, starting on the inside, I believe. Ozzie Wilson in P2, zero bandwidth. P3, that's your top 3. Kurt Moss, followed by Penguin. Joseph Chow next to Smalley. 8th place going to Martin. Alex Toll picking up 9th. Tradion finishing off the top 10. CK in 11. Baymax 12. We have Dr. Smoke in 13. Blizzard 14. King Charles 15. And we have Dipsectic and Skyline rounding out the grid here today at Kyalami, here in Southern Africa, Johannesburg. Yeah, I said all that right. South Africa, Johannesburg, Kyalami. Oh, tidbit of information for all you folks at home. What does Kyalami what does Kyalami mean in Afrikaans? For all the viewers, I'd like this to be a team thing. I guess. Oh, we do all live chat. I didn't know that. Sorry if I had missed any messages. I just had top chat enabled. But we're gonna do live chat. I want all the live chatters. What do you think Kyalami stands for or means? As we have 45 seconds till the race is going to begin. I'm looking for my my cheesy sound bites, as I can't find them. Oh, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
And here we go. Lights are on. They're out and go, 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 go. Oh. Blizzard starting from the pits, having an accident. Oh, let's get back to the lead here. Cam is off. We're going to go ahead and watch the front as Ozzy takes away on the outside, trying to secure position on Luke Bomeister. Luke Bomeister just outbrakes him, holds him to the outside as we have some bumping and grinding from the 72. Bumping and grinding through the backfield. I'm sorry, everybody, as the liveries are showing the same numbers, but we have people that are actually different numbers. Oh, as we have someone spun off in the back. That might be Ozzy Wilson losing out on a couple of places. Dipsectic, no. Getting a few. Zero Bandwidth staying in third place. Ozzy Wilson, Luke Bomeister finishing up the top three. Penguin getting up a place. Smalley in fifth. And someone's going to the inside. Let me turn on names so we can get an idea of who's who in here. Just absolute madness. Let's ride on board with someone to get a clear picture of what's going on here. So we have Smalley in P5, Penguin in P4, Zero Bandwidth in P3, and Ozzy and Luke are just driving away from each other right now. Oh my goodness, Dipsectic seems like he's made up 9 positions somehow. Absolute madness in the backfield. Looks like there had to have been accidents up in that field as we're looking at the positions and the progress made right now. Let's go ahead and keep it to the intervals. See where these battles are at. As Martin's car has looked like it has been worse of the wear. Tons of damage on lap 1. Absolute wreck fest. Hopefully these guys can keep it clean as Martin just punts Dipsectic out of the way. Did not notice the speed differential, and Dipsectic gives Martin the kiss back. Woo! Dipsectic looking out at Kurt Moss in that exchange. Oh my goodness, that's damage up and down the field. Hopefully the top 3 front runners, top 4 front runners can make a way from the madness that's ensuing behind. As Penguin looks to try to make a move on Zero Bandwidth. We'll have to try to get to a better camera than that. Zero Bandwidth rolling off the brakes, going deep into turn 1, but that's going to allow him to have a switchback. Zero does take the switchback, heading off into turn 5. I love this complex of turns. It's no you, sir. After you, sir. No you, sir. Zero takes the inside, outside through 71. Nose to tail here for 4th place, 3rd place. Sorry about the glare effects, folks. I thought I had disabled the correct setting, but apparently not. It looks like it might be a glare mirror thing, because it looks like it's coming from the side mirror and the other mirror. I really don't know what's going on. I'll try my best to resolve what I can when we can, but I'm not sure I'll be able to have that effect. Glare quality is off. Depth of field, mirror resolution high, off. I don't know what else I can do here. It's only this car that I seem to be having problems with. I haven't had it before. Alright. As Zero Bandwidth is losing a little bit of ground to the Penguin. But maybe he's just playing it safe and building a little bit of gap. They're not trying to pick up on his habits as Penguin's locking up into the Crocodiles. Let's take a look through the field and see who is where with auto cam. As we're riding on board with Kurt Moss in P6. I missed a lot of excitement at the start of the race. I apologize, folks. I was not quite prepared for all of that. Still getting used to this. Still getting prepared as we have the Dr. Smoke. Smoke. Dipsectic, I believe. That is the person behind him. As Autocam glances away. We go to Dipsectic and Smoke. Yep. As Smoke goes wide and fights back through the S's. As Blizzard is holding on strong, and the switchback is 2 at 5. Excuse me, so it's not it's the Juseki sweep is the first set of S's. Wow, as they are swapping back and forth here to go in super wide line by the 54 of, that's gotta be Smoke. And the 54, I would imagine, and the Hyundai, yep. with the Honda of Blizzard in front of him. That's who they've been trading places with. And Smalley now looking to make a move, creeping behind. As let's keep an eye on Zero Bandwidth in 4th place, 7/10 back from Penguin in 3rd. That will get spicy as Kurt Moss in 6th place. It looks to be under threat. Looks to be threatening Martin for P5, as we have King Charles getting a position for Dissectic, having a DNF. Hopefully it was just a technical issue and not out of frustration from the lap 1 event, as Smalley and Baymax are swapping back and forth while we're watching Kurt Moss in 6th place give Martin a little bit of a run for his money, only a 10th slower that last lap back. So we're looking at smoke. A little bit of a battle behind him between Baymax and Smalley. Smalley goes to the inside on turn 2, throws through the Juseki sweep, able to hold on to it. Smalley has the lead into turn 5, as we have Moss makes the move on to Martin into turn 7, and he's able to make it stick. Martin probably has a lot of damage right now. He just doesn't have the arrow, I think, to make it through the fast stuff, which is why I think he lost it through Sunset and into Clubhouse, turn 7. So we have Smoke going at it with Baymax. Baymax looking to make a move under threat by Smalley. Smalley hanging around the outside, keeps it on track. Looking good, everybody. This is a nice, clean battle back here between these boys. They are keeping it as clean as possible, giving each other a lot of room and quite a bit of respect, I would say, as well. But they watched the madness up ahead and said, no, we are not going to do that. As Moss is now pulling away from Martin. That gap already 6/10. Uh-oh. Penguin has gained on Ozzy now. Ozzy now under threat by Penguin. 3/10 back. Dragging Zero Bandwidth along with him to within 1 second. Excuse me, 1.3 seconds. Excuse me as I have lost chat for a moment. Go back to the battle between Baymax, Smoke, and Smalley. 14, 13, 12, King Charles and Skyline, and 15, 16, giving it to each other back and forth. Who is that in head? That's a Blizzard ahead of this pack of Baymax, Smoke, and Smalley, just driving away with a 55.4, 2/10 faster, since he doesn't have to fight anybody. Hopefully he can just drive away and have a clean race to himself, but Baymax might say otherwise, as he is escaping the two of these guys between Smalley and Smoke as they switch back into turn 2, headed through the Jukeski sweep. Oh my goodness. Turn 5, Smalley takes the lead. Throwing it to the outside. Hanging around out there, looking good between these two boys. I'm curious about what's going on between Penguin right now and Ozzy Wilson as we snap on board with them. About a half second back from Ozman himself. A resident of the British Isles, I believe. The British Virgin Isles. As we're on board with Alex Toll, who's under threat by CK, under a half second now. Coming out of the hairpin into mine shaft, but we're back on board with a Penguin looking at Ozzy in second place as they get into the last turn. Oh my goodness, Penguin is awfully close. And look at those lap times, almost identical. 51.53, 51.58 for P2, P3, as Luke Bomeister has driven away from the field. I have not commented on that. Absolutely driven away from the field. 6 seconds is the lead now. I don't see him coming back down to earth anytime soon unless he has a fatal mistake or makes a lapse in judgment when going pits. We're just looking for a Siggy Butt Brain moment. And of course, Luke knows what I'm talking about because he is from Down Under. Said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it anyways. And he is an Australian living in Canada. Started sim racing during COVID. And he is allergic to understeer. So you know this TCR has been giving him quite a few problems trying to get it to snap and turn around. As we're cruising around to Kurt Moss to see what he's been up to in this little island of peace by himself in P5, almost 3 seconds back to 0 bandwidth, but living in the like I said, peace and serenity of his own race, enjoying it for what he can. As we snap on board to Baymax and Smalley, who are still going at it. 5 laps into this race, neck and neck, toe and toe, blow for blow. What I'm surprised about is that Baymax and Smalley have been able to stay about a second back from Blizzard, which means that even though these two are fighting, they still have the place to catch up to Blizzard and possibly CK at the end of the day. CK is only doing 52.5s. If you guys stop fighting and stop setting these 53.4s, they might actually be able to make up 2 positions here. As Blizzard's best time is a 53.9, as he just sets that time again when he comes across. So, yeah, my message to these guys is, hey, settle down, stop fighting, and you guys can both be gaining some positions along the way. As they do for the first time, not swap into T1, and as I say that through the Jacassi sweep, they try to go for another switchback, but that gap is just closing down as they both look at Blizzard's rear end saying, hey, one for you, one for me, huh? How's that sound? Uh-oh, Smalley goes to the outside, trying to get through for Sunset, maybe. As we snap on board to 0 bandwidth, who's staring at the butt of Penguin and Aussie. 3/10 back. 0 is 8/10 back. He has closed that gap down finally, but loses it as he kind of gets close through Mineshaft into Crocodile. As we're back on board with the duo of Smalley and Baymax. These two are glued at the hip, but I'm going to go ahead and turn auto cam off, and we're going to snap back to the race, the viewpoint of 0 bandwidth, so we get to stare at this battle for the podium spots here. I just wish that this number tag of the 1-0, the 0-1 was out of our field of view, so we could get a better look at who is in front of us here. But that's quite all right. Not a bad view to have. Snap on board to Penguin as Posh, excuse me, has 0 bandwidth. It's a 51.5, being faster than Penguin and Aussie in front. He is doing good work to close down this gap and try to be in this contention for the podium. This is going to be a spicy 31 minutes and 24 seconds. There is a mandatory pit this race. Tires will not be. I am curious to see who is going to decide to pit out from the lead and try to go for an undercut. That's not looking like a viable option for a lot of these guys in the front right now, because if they were to pit right now and not take tires, even with a splash and dash, I have a feeling like they're going to come out into traffic. We can go ahead and change the tower information to see what the relative would be to some of these leaders. As we go to 0. If I could, I would drag this tower around a little bit further. There it is. Oh my goodness. Of course you're gonna be buggy like this for me. So 30 seconds back, we'll put them around here, right? There's 30 seconds back in the field. Towards Kurt, I guess, maybe? Towards Martin, maybe? Joseph Chow, I guess, if the front runners were to pit now? Awfully hard to tell. Awfully hard to tell. As Smalley has making it past Blizzard, but Baymax has not been fortunate as he goes for the dive on the inside as we're going to the pits. What are you doing? What are you doing, Autocam? Oh my goodness. As Blizzard gets passed by Baymax on the inside at the entrance to the Crocodiles that we absolutely missed at the last second because, of course, we needed to go watch Martin enter the pits to go for this undercut that I've been talking about. Thank you for reading my mind, Autocam. This is not the time or place, as Zero Bandwidth has made the move on to the Penguin. Penguin must have made a mistake. I know that gap has been dwindling, but Pasha capitalizing on a crucial error that Penguin must have made on the backside of Ozzy. I told you this battle for the podium was going to be exciting. And exciting it is, boys and girls. We're going to get on board with Penguin and hopefully get a better look at his car and see what he is up to right now. On board with the 5-0 of the Penguin himself. Cruising around. I want to get a good look at the lap times as well this time when they cross the line to get an idea of what everybody's pace is right now. Oh, this is a huge lockup from Ozzy Wilson up in front in second place. That's going to put a dent in his tires. Once you get that flat spot in your tires, man, you're just going to find it more and more often. The Zero Bandwidth gets a little squirrely through Cheetah. Oh, my goodness. The Penguin gives Zero a little love tap for the bump and run. Oh, absolutely giving him the bump and run as Pasha comes over back onto the line and says, bro, what the? Penguin giving him the snap and staying to the inside of him, holding him to his outside line and saying, you want the outside, you take it. As the gap is null right now as we get to go to the outside camera and we're watching both of them lock up into turn 2, going through the Jacassi sweep. Neck and neck, blow for blow. This is TCR Racing. That one was for the ladies. So glad I had that one ready. Fantastic. Let's get back to the races, ladies and germs. I hope you were as entertained by that as I was, because that made my night. Didn't have time to make a clip. That was straight from YouTube, as Penguin is now locking it up into the hairpin. As all these boys are under pressure. King Charles is out. Skyline is out. King Charles, Dyspeptic, Skyline out of this race. Leaving 14 of these guys left. And that's what I'm talking about. Ozzy, Penguin, lockup after lockup after lockup into the Crocodiles. Heading into Cheetah now, these three. This is going to be the bane of someone's existence here, and this is going to change the course of the race because one of these boys is going to be able to take tires soon because we are about to hit the halfway mark, and one of them will not. We're going to see a huge difference on pace at the end of this race, but how much time will they have on new, fresh tires to make all that up? Martin right now is showing us what he's capable of as we watch the times come in. 51.4, 51.2, 51.44 for Zero Bandwidth for the front runners. Again, 51.43 for Ozzy. Penguin 51.2, 51.4 for Zero. So so Zero is matching the leader, P2 right now. Penguin is catching P2. This whole slinky dink game is gonna come to a surprise ending here soon. I have a feeling, especially once the pits break out, it's going to be exciting. This is going to be very spicy to the bitter end. I am so excited for this. I'm so glad I've turned AutoCam off now. Not doing me any good this race. Just to go through the field to give everybody their just desserts of screen time. We go back to Kurt Moss, who's 1.2 seconds back. I should not count him out of this. Only one big mistake from any one of these three drivers, and Kurt Moss could be looking at a possible podium position here. Going further back, Tradion 16.5 seconds from Kurt Moss. Alex Toll only 8/10 back, 7/10 as they head up into Le Cop, the hairpin. Joseph Chow probably just going for his one of his seamless mistake-free races. I countlessly caught him in the previous series at the small wheels, just kind of doing his own thing, hanging out, going for nice, clean, mistake-free races, setting his, not hot lap times, but comfortable times that he was chasing. So good on him. Picking up 8th place right now and a couple points in the championship. 3 if I'm not mistaken. Martin only looking at 1, as we don't forget about CK in 9th looking at 2, only 2 seconds back from Joseph Chow. Nobody else is taking the pit stop yet. I think Martin would have definitely called it right with the timing of it. You want to be on fresh tires in the second stint for as long as possible, I would think. To get the most out of that second stint, and then also start off with a low fuel level. You could probably pit and get 60 liters, which would have most have been a fuel tank. So your first stint should have basically been hot lapping, quali level pace, and then your second stint would just be your race pace as you drop the fuel load down. But you're chasing people with more degged tires, so hopefully they're running a little bit slower than you if you've been able to save off 15-20 minutes of deg on these new tires. If any of that gibberish made sense to anybody, hopefully it made some, but that's the logic in my head that's going on. Again, probably doesn't make any sense because I don't have any logic. As we have people trading positions up front. Excuse me, no we don't. Oh, yep, that was it. That was Alex Toll and Tradion. We'll swap for position there as we went through the S's, heading up to Le Cop, the hairpin. Alex locking up just a little bit. A nice move, nice clean move. I believe Tradion had a little mistake going to the S's, as we saw, running a little bit wide, and Alex is picking up the pieces. This race is definitely not over for anybody. It's anybody's game. Kurt Moss has gained some time on Luke Bouwmeester, on zero bandwidth. As Luke Bouwmeester across the line, 51.2. He has lost some time. 2-2. Maybe he's just taking it easy. Doesn't want to have any mistakes on his own. Kurt Moss setting a 150.9. Kurt Moss, where did that come from, bro? Steamer. Absolutely beating out the rest of the drivers in front. Hopefully that wasn't a cut lap that he had set that on, but he is absolutely gaining on zero, putting the pressure on that damaged, Alfa Romeo in front. 1.4 seconds back on the leaders, on the leaders of Penguin and Aussie, and Penguin only being 3/10 back on Aussie. As into turn 7 Clubhouse, a little lockup from the Penguin himself, the flightless bird, riding the curbs. Look at them go, get that rotation out of there through the S's. It's a beautiful thing. Ooh, man, his Penguin is sending it, trying to get as much grip as he can, going into the grass a little bit. Thank God he didn't hit that Assetto Corsa, single blade of grass, sending him absolutely into a path of destruction, as he might have gained quite a bit of time on Aussie through Le Coupe and into Mineshaft. Right on his tail. As we have a position change for P7 and 8, Tradion getting passed by Joseph Chow. I wonder if Tradion may have gotten a significant amount of damage or is losing his concentration now, because that's 2 positions he has given up in the past couple minutes here. First one to Alex, second one to Joseph Chow, as the Penguin goes wide again at Cheetah. He is getting a little too familiar with his grass. I don't think there's going to be a lot of traction out there, and that's going to bite him in the ass soon as he goes wide at the exit of the last turn. Zero bandwidth, doing his best to stay on track at the last turn to stave off the battling attempts of Kurt Moss, sitting with 51.5, still gaining time, 3/10 to be exact on zero bandwidth P4. Penguin slinking his gap between Aussie. 4/10, 2/10, 1/10, back open, back closed again. Here we go. Alex Toll setting a personal best of 51.69. So maybe Alex is just getting faster as Tradion is getting slower here as Martin picks up his championship point spot, taking up 9th place on Tradion, as Tradion is suffering more and more every lap, falling down the order. I hope he gets wise and decides to pit soon, because whatever is encumbering that vehicle, that poor Honda of his, will only continue to get worse, and hopefully he doesn't continue to lose places to blizzard and smoke as time goes on. As we see Penguin getting as close as we've ever seen, only a 10th back, trying to hang it around the outside of Lecope, almost side by side, and they are, as Penguin tries to go for a nice old switchback through Lecope and down into Mineshaft, at the still side by side. What a beautiful view we have as they go side by side through Mineshaft. Watching their butts now. Yes, this is amazing racing. Penguin being super respectful, Ozzy being super respectful, locking up the brakes, the both of them, Ozzy starting, Penguin next, switch back over under, Penguin having the inside line, and Cheetah forcing Ozzy into the outside as Penguin goes wide again, touches the grass and gets a little slippery out there, but can't return to the right side of the racetrack and get the entry he wants. Goes wide, is a little slow, and Ozzy will probably get the run onto him into turn 1 and 2. Ozzy a 52.6, losing out to Penguin with a 51.97. Tesla losing out time. Zero bandwidth 1.5 seconds back as Penguin is able to hold it on, locking up the brakes into turn 2, taking up all the track, clearing the nose of Ozzy into the Jasuki sweep. Woo! Turn 5, here we go, and as I catch my breath, Ozzy makes the move through the end of the Jasuki sweep from turn 5 into turn 6. Penguin gains it back into 6. Sunset is a heater. Sunset inside. Ozzy goes, trying to get the switchback, can't carry the speed, loses out. Taking the nice smooth line, the correct line through 7, trying to switch it back on the Penguin, only a half second back. We've got 18 minutes left to go in this race. I have got to catch my breath, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully these two can settle down. Zero bandwidth has gained a little bit of time on the pair of them as they've been battling out for almost an entire lap. The gap is now down to 1.2 seconds, under a second now as we head into Mineshaft for the 4 of these drivers, as they are only separated by 2 seconds. Holy Toledo. Excuse me, ladies and germs. I have got to grab a glass of water and take a sip as there's a lockup into the end of the Crocodile. Cheetah, and we go to start the next lap. Kurt Moss is threatening zero bandwidth right now. Absolutely threatening. 3/10 back. Fastest of the 4 of these drivers right now, and I don't think he's gonna say, I'm just gonna hang back and watch you boys have this race. I think he wants a taste of the action. Kurt Moss gaining steam as a 10th faster than zero bandwidth that lap. Oh, as they switch back and forth as Kurt Moss and Pasha are switching positions and switching back through the Jasuki sweep. Let's switch back to 0 and see if we can get a good view of this action back here. This is lap 15. Kurt Moss closer than he's ever been to zero bandwidth here, only 2/10 back, flirting with the 10th limiter here during the braking zones. I think at one little flash of a mistake or a glimpse of going wide, Kurt Moss is going to stick it in, shove his nose in there and say, hey, by the way, remember this is TCR racing and I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. I think that's what we're going to see a little bit of in these final minutes of this epic TCR battle as Martin gains another position and another championship point into P8 now. Those new tires possibly doing him some good. And don't forget, we also have these front runners that also still have to pit before the end of this race. Mandatory. So it's not like any one of these can give it up. And this might put them into the clutches of Martin if one of these people decide to take tires, and that's not going to be a good idea. I think all these boys are going to have to go for a splash and dash strategy to stay in contention. Only difference will be if someone decided to take less fuel during the beginning of this stint and is going to have to sit in the pits for longer than normal. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be a battle of who can absolutely nail their next laps, their out lap, their in lap, their pit stop, their pit box. Everything has to be perfect as these boys cross the line, swapping tenths between each other. Whew. Excuse me. Let's settle down for a moment. Catch our breath. Let's go through the field and see where everybody's at. Luke Bouwmeester slowing down a little bit, has not taken his pit yet, or maybe these boys are just blisteringly fast as the gap has come down to 2.6 to P2. These boys can see the leader up ahead. I don't know if he's having an error or if he's just taking it slow. Maybe he didn't take enough fuel, or these tires might be starting to go on him as the temperatures are hot here in South Africa. 26 degrees Celsius and 36 for the track. Would have expected it to be a little bit hotter this time of year, maybe towards the 40s or 50s, but this is the sim. We got to respect that. Penguin, 3 seconds back on the leader. Luke Bouwmeester. Okay, Ozzy Wilson, 6 tenths back on our boy Penguin as they're battling it out for 2 and 3. Zero bandwidth under threat from Kurt Moss. Kurt Moss half a second back on Zero. Zero separated by 1.2. That gap has been fluctuating between under a second to around 1.5 to Ozzy. If Penguin and Ozzy keep fighting, Zero's definitely going to try to get his nose in the mix there and try to make a move. He wants a championship. He wants those championship points for the podium, that's for sure, as we have someone into the pits. Penguin is into the pits. He is the first of the pitters here as we see if we can nail this pit now. No, this seems silly to watch him. Looks like he's doing all right. He didn't have to move forward, splash and dash. Oh no, he didn't have to pump the brakes. Oh, he's backed up. Penguin has absolutely thrown away this race, missed his pit box, had to brake, had to roll back to get it. Oh no, huge mistake from our P3 runner, the Penguin. Absolutely crucial mistake. I told you folks, I told you it's going to be a battle for perfection here towards the end as we only have 13 minutes left in this race. You cannot make big 4-second mistakes like that. Where's Penguin going to come out on track? He's going to come out in P5. That is not where he that is where he wanted to be, but that gap is what he's fighting now as he is struggling with these colder tires to get traction, and I believe he is driving just a little bit angry now after he knows he threw away P3 and he's got a lot of work to do to make up that time now. That has got to have cost him a quantifiable 3 or 4 seconds there. Ugh, absolutely brutal. Not how we needed that race to end, as Zero is still under threat now from Kurt Moss. 2 tenths now. Zero is just going to have to defend and lose quite a bit of time as he can't leave a door open for Kurt, because Kurt is going to stick his nose in there as he knows he can close down the gap. As there he goes, Kurt trying to go on the outside, locking up the brakes. Zero trying to hold him to the outside line, and he is able to as they go through the crocodiles. Yes, going into it. Cheetah, holy smoke, someone's got to take a pit as Kurt Moss decides at the last second to take the pit, but he locks up the brakes and almost hits the wall as Zero Bandwidth escapes with his teeth. Holy smokes, I can't even find the words as Ozzy Wilson entered the pits as well. Oh my goodness, going for the overcut on the Penguin, and as everybody I think does not know that Penguin made the mistake yet, but they'll find out shortly. Kurt Moss made an absolutely fatal mistake there, locking up and deciding at the last second to see if Pasha was going to go in or not, trying to do the opposite of. Holy Toledo, this has been an exciting last 14 minutes of the races. Hopefully my puppy can settle down, and she is very excited as I am shouting and screaming and getting all sorts of madness over here. Who's a good girl? Who's the good girl? You're a good puppy, yeah. Sorry about that, folks. I gotta make sure she knows I'm not screaming at her as she was right next to me when all this excitement started. Hopefully you guys can understand as Ozzy has a big moment. What's going on? No! Oh no, Ozzy has a race-ending accident as he is dead in the water at turn 5 at the end of barbecue. What happened to Ozzy? This can't be how it ends. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Penguin with a fatal mistake. Kurt Moss with a mistake. Oh, is Ozzy's back and running again? Oh no. He must have had something silly happen. A pop-up, a glitch, an error, a tab, whatever it was. Not the way we needed this battle for the lead to end. Kurt Moss is 15.5 seconds back on Pasha. Excuse me, Zero Bandwidth. I'm so sorry for doing that continually to you. Follow him on Zero Bandwidth, Twitch, if you want to see live what his comments were to what was going on, or put him alongside this video, as we have both been talking about the same thing probably this entire race, between what's been going on, up ahead between 2 through 4. Kurt Moss, man, let's see what the time's going to be as we go hop on board with Zero Bandwidth here. He is not entering the pits. Probably going to hang it out to the last second so that those cold tires don't screw with him for longer than just a simple lap. He's got the momentum. He's got the speed. Let's see what Kurt's time is going to be across the line to see how much time. Oh, 57.291. Oh no, did Kurt have a moment too? Or was that including the pit stop? I might be mistaken because the pit line, yeah, Kurt's pit line could have been, Kurt's pit stall could have been past the pit line, so that could have been his out lap. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry about that, folks. Zero is going to continue to keep driving. The gap is going to stay where it is. Martin, wow, taking those new tires and absolutely undercutting the living poop out of people. Excuse the language, folks, but that is surprising. Up into P6. I wonder how many more positions he's going to gain. Maybe 2 more as Penguin? No, excuse me, Penguin must have pit. Penguin has to have pit. That must be an error on my timing screen, folks. I'm sorry about that, but Penguin had pit guaranteed. And I wonder if that's what that gap difference was earlier that came down to 2 seconds. Was if Luke Baumeister from the lead had also pit, but it just not registered on my timing tower. I'm going to take a look and see what P-Tracker says. P-Tracker doesn't have number of pits. If I can config that. I don't have that feature. I'm sorry. I don't know how to figure that out yet. Oh, wait. Can we do pit stops? Ah, okay. So, yes. Looks like... Oh, see, this is screwed up now because it says everybody's pit. I can't tell you, folks. I'm really sorry about this. I will have to find a new timing screen to give me more accurate information. But I know for certain that Kurt Moss is pit, Penguin is pit, and Zero Bandwidth has not. Okay, so we know that for certain. These are the facts that I believe. And Martin has pit. So the other question is if Joseph Chow has or has not pit. And then we'll go down and we'll take a look at, and then we know Ozzy has pit also from his fatal accident on his pit out as he is struggling to keep it on track. Must have sustained a significant amount of damage somewhere or been touched by someone or something on his outlap. Just absolutely not the way we wanted that to go. As his battle for the lead is... What? As Kurt Moss is only 3 seconds back on Zero Bandwidth right now. A man who has not pit. This is not looking good for Zero Bandwidth. Oh no. Has Zero Bandwidth possibly stayed out on track a little too long? As Penguin is now also only 8 seconds back on the Zero himself. Oh no. This is not looking good for our man here. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs is what I'm thinking right now, folks. I wonder if staying out too long has come to bite Zero in the buttocks. At some point, he's got to make this pit stop, and he is choosing to not take it now. With a 1 minute 50-second lap, he's only got a lap or 2 to decide what he wants to do with this. Man, holy Toledo. Not the race end I had expected, folks. Zero with a 55.7. Kurt Moss with a 52.2, 51.4 from Penguin. Zero is under threat, 100%, folks. Those tires are gone. Unfortunate. Ugh, man. I would love to see him stick it out on track and us just have a battle for the end of this race, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Zero's going to have to pit sooner rather than later, as Penguin looks like he's having a mistake as he ends up in the pit lane again. Oh no, what is going on now? As he's serving another pit, has he just retired the car, or is he taking a service somewhere? I don't know what's going on, folks. Penguin is pit again for the second time, and he's losing positions rapid. I don't think he's coming back out. I don't think he's coming back out, folks. I think that's it for the race. Penguin is in the pits and has not come back out again. Oh, excuse me. No, that's Penguin still in the pits. All right, we're gonna leave it at that, as we're gonna go back to Ozzy with Toll and Tradion, as this seems to be the battle to the end of the race here, as Ozzy's trying to make his way through the field after his just terminal problem. I won't even call it an error. I would call it what I thought it was, as, oh no, Alex Toll gets a little bump and run from Tradion. I don't know what happened there, as Ozzy again is stopped on the side of the road, possibly waiting for Alex, as he is just looking to have a good time with of Alex towards the end of this race and get some racing into them. Oh, excuse me, that was Tradion waiting for Ozzy as Alex went through. Excuse me. So Tradion doing the nice and courteous thing and waiting back up for Ozzy there. Or vice versa, as these three boys are staying together as they want to just race for the last 2 laps of this one. Gentlemen, amongst this crew, I love to see it. As we have Zero Bandwidth still driving around on track, with that gap to Kurt Moss hanging around 3.5 seconds. I wonder what's going on here. I hope I didn't miss a pit stop from Zero, as we did watch about a 3-second mistake happen from Kurt Moss, but I'm pretty sure we stayed on board with Zero the entire time that was going on. Well, the pit stops were happening, I mean, and we watched him stay out on track and not take a pit, and again, oh, excuse me, well, now the gap is 25 seconds to Zero, to Luke Baumeister. I don't know what's going on, folks. I truly don't. I'm so confused right now. The timing tower screwed me up, but for now, I'm going to believe Luke Baumeister has pit, Zero has not, Kurt Moss has pit, Joseph Chow has pit as well. Martin has pit. Ozzy has pit. Tradion has pit. Alex, everybody else is pit except for Zero Bandwidth, I guess. I don't fucking know. I absolutely have no idea. As Zero Bandwidth might be able to... I don't know if he's pit or not. I can't even commentate on this race at this point, because I don't know if Zero Bandwidth is pit, and he is not going to get another lap in across the line. So I wonder if the strategy is to cross the line in the pits. I wonder what his strategy is here. I really am curious, because I have no idea if he's pit or not. I really want to bring up his stream right now just to figure this out. I can't put my finger on it for the life of me. I have missed something critical in this race. So we're going to finish it off watching Zero Bandwidth here for the final moments of this race. Snapping back to Alex Toll here in Tradion and Ozzy. Intermittently to see what's going on between these characters, having a good old time, just enjoying this TCR race in beautiful Kyalami, our home. As Zero Bandwidth comes into Le Coupe for the last time in this race. Actually, stand by. Where is Luke Baumeister? We are going to get a bonus lap here, folks. Excuse me. Because Luke Baumeister is so far ahead, we are getting a bonus lap now. And he is crossing the line. This will be final lap, folks. Final lap. for those crossing the line behind the leader. Looks like the only people that are a lap down are already in pits, so that will be the last lap for everybody. As Zero Bandwidth must have pit. I have missed something critical. I might have switched to the wrong Alfa Romeo, but Zero Bandwidth must have obviously pit here and is just driving away clear of Kurt Moss, who must have had that simply 3-second mistake entering the pits with a huge lockup, touching the wall, and then probably having to take damage repairs afterwards, as we should. And maybe not. As Kurt Moss's car does look pretty spotless, I wonder if the 3 seconds was just him repairing damages in the pits. We'll ask him in the post-race chat what or what not he thought about that. As we're getting ready for the finale here, well, this is the finale as everybody crosses the line. Luke Meister head into the coupe for the last time officially this time. Like I said incorrectly last go around for Zero Bandwidth. And the boys here try on falling back on Alex Toll on Ozzy, as these three are not having much luck fighting each other in the last seconds of this race. Martin picking up quite a few positions, taking those tires and undercutting everybody here. Looks like he did not repair any damage, but he ended up in P5. Good for him. Way to make that strategy work. I bet the problem with the tower is people that took tires and not took towers. I mean, took towers, timing tower. The problem with the tower is the people who took tires and people who didn't take tires. I feel like Kurt Moss probably took tires, and so did Martin, and then everybody else did not take tires, and that's what AC uses to register if people, or this HUD, ACC TV Competizone, or ACTV Competizone, whatever it's called, registered it. Excuse me. As Luke Bowmeister is at the end of turn 2 doing his victory donuts. Congratulations to the Bowmeister himself. Let's see if we can get Zero Bandwidth over here into turn 2 to join him for these victory donuts. Well deserved. Well deserved. That was just absolutely a battle for the podium. You can't say that those podium spots were not earned from anybody. Yeah, do 'em, Zero. Do 'em, Zero Bandwidth. You absolutely deserved that podium. That was clinical. Played it so smooth, played it very well. Good job. Kurt Moss also keeping it very clean. Unbelievable drive from him. Picking up the places he was able to. Driving very cleanly. Doing lap after lap after lap of just watching these guys in front of him battle it out and then picking up the final podium spot simply from mistakes from the Penguin, and then the fatal error or problem that happened from Ozzy. I don't know what happened. That was not how we wanted that battle to end for Ozzy. We will find out hopefully in a few minutes what happened. But we are going to go through the official standings really quickly and discuss some points, I think, before we head into a replay. Actually, we don't have that info. Stand by. I do have that info. Of course I do, because I'm the best. Points reference. Here we go. So that's going to throw 14 points for P1, 12 points for T2, and 10 points for P3. Throwing a wrench into the driver's standing. That's going to accelerate Luke Bowmeister into the P3, 4 spot. I'm going to have to do some math later to figure all this out. I'm sorry, folks. I'm not going to be prepared for this unless I can go ahead and refresh. And the standings have been updated. They have not. It's going to be a few minutes before we get that going. I think this is going to be the end of the official stream, folks. So we're going to switch over to the end of this beautiful event. I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us for the stream, and thank you everybody for joining us for the race. This has been a fantastic time. This was a absolutely fantastic event. The racing, the quality, everything top notch here today. I apologize for the broadcasting problems we had at the beginning of the race. I wish we had more opportunities to see more of the start of the race, but we will get back to that the next time. I think we went over the standings, I believe. Luke Bowmeister in P1, Zero Bandwidth in P2, Kurt Moss taking out P3, rounding out the podium. Beautiful drives. Joseph Chow P4, Martin in 5. We're going to switch over to the progress real quick to take a look at where everybody's at for ups and downs. Joseph Chow getting 2 positions in 4th. Martin picking up 3, ending up in P5. Ozzy losing out from that fatal problem he had, causing him to stop at the end of 5, start of turn 5. Losing out in P6. Tredion gaining in 3 positions. Ended up in P7. Smalley, P8, CK in 9, gaining 2, and Alex Toll in P10, gaining the last championship point to round out the top 10. Again, thank you everybody for joining and participating. This has been a fantastic event, and if you're interested in joining us, please go to plebianracing.net, Plebian racing.net. And we will have the championship up. Signups are still open, I believe. The next time we are racing is April 16th at Daytona Road. Please go ahead and join us if you care to be entertained next Saturday. Well, this is going to conclude the stream, and stick around, folks, if you care to watch the replay with us. We have a lot to go over, a lot to talk about, and a lot to review from this race. Thank you, folks. Take care.